Give Jarvis half the QB reps this week?
A couple. Yeah, we've got a couple more in this week, and we'll see how they work on Sunday.
Do you have a good feeling about that play when you called it, obviously?
Maybe I'm too optimistic, but I have a good feeling about every play we call. You know, if we execute it in practice and it does well in practice, and, you know, I think it's going to work in the game.
Does that give an offense when you execute something that perfectly like that?
Well, I think, you know, hopefully you get to a point where things are expected to be executed like that. Now, anytime you put a wrinkle in or a trick play or something like that, then you don't really ever know. You don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you can't rep it but against certain fronts. So, you know, we happened to get covers that we liked, and we ran it. And, you know, Jarvis made a heck of a play, and Rashad on the receiving end, those guys up front, he had plenty of time to throw the ball. He could do his famous, you know, Statue of Liberty pose before he throws it and throws a strike. But that's 2 weeks in a row he's thrown a strike, so I might have figured out a couple more ways for him to throw the ball, which you guys wouldn't believe me if I told you that. So.
Perriman and how he has kind of resurrected his career here, and he's playing with confidence, and Baker believes in him. How nice has that been to see for you?
You know, it's always good to see good people, guys that work hard, good guys, succeed. And he's put the time and effort in. You know, he's really a great story from the standpoint since day one he's come in. He doesn't say much. He just does his job. He keeps his head down and works. And he's like the, you know, prototype of what we're looking for. He keeps his head down every day and tries to get a little bit better every day, a little bit better every day, a little bit better every week. And then it's showing on game day. And that's ultimately what you have to do. And he's done a great job of that.
Run through Mayfield's most recent game, the Bengals game, and talk about some of the characteristics that are kind of indicative of his evolving.
Of how he's evolving?
How do you play, and where's he stand?
You know, I think he's doing a good job from the standpoint of understanding the game plan. He has input on what he likes and dislikes. That's an everyday occurrence. We have an open dialogue of the things that he likes. I'm starting to get a good feel for what he likes. So some of the things don't end up in the game plan that I know he's not going to like to begin with. And then he's doing a great job of executing, making guys around him play at a high level. And ultimately that's what the quarterback's there for, is to make the plays that are there to be made and then make everybody around him better by the way he performs. It's all an encompassing thing from the standpoint of, you know, the line can't do their job if he doesn't put them in the right protection or he doesn't get them in the right call. And he can't do his job unless the line does their job. And the backs are running the ball and the receivers are catching the ball. It's all kind of encompassing, and you know, everybody's doing a good job of doing their job. And that's what we look for, is everybody do their job, coaches, players, everybody.
On Mayfield, and I mentioned this to Greg a bit ago, one of the Bengals came away from that game saying that Mayfield didn't look like a rookie. And his point was that he looked like he knew where he was going with the ball pre-snap. Is that a thing that he needs to do? And then, of course, there's the aspect of you don't want to hang on something you see pre-snap if it doesn't come true at the snap.
Yeah, I think that's part of playing quarterback, and that's, you know, where we're trying to get him to, is doing those things. And, you know, he's doing a good job of working. And, you know, Baker's very unique now. He's smart, he's intelligent, he knows what he wants, he knows what he's got. And he knows what he's got around him, and he knows his reads and things like that. He's picked up, you know, the speed that he's picked things up, you know, from the standpoint of when everything happened has been tremendous, and he gets better every week. You know, the thing I would add to that is it's never going to be a finished product, and I've told him that. It's never a finished product. Dan Marino, when he finished playing, I guarantee you didn't feel like he was a finished product. And if you ever think you're a finished product, then it's time for you to retire or whatever. Go do something else because you've already mastered it. So if there's something that you can ever get better at, that's what you need to be striving to get better at. So 10, 15 years from now, we'll be talking about what he can do better or take it to the next level of a certain read or a certain check or whatever. And that's the process of playing quarterback, I think. I don't think you're ever there. You're always striving to do more.
Ravens defense has really become one of the, maybe elite is the right word, I don't know, but what's changed with it from the first time you guys played them, that 12-9 overtime game, and now what you're seeing from them on film for this one?
Well, you know, they are. I mean, they're probably the best defense in the NFL right now, and we've got a great challenge ahead of us. So hopefully we can make a couple first downs and keep it close, you know. But, you know, but they are. It really is a great challenge, and you know, they're rushing the passer well. Up front, they've got probably one of the best fronts in football. Secondary guys are covering well. They create mismatches from a protection standpoint. So they're just really doing a lot of good things from a standpoint of being sound in what they do, and they're letting their guys play. And when you play well, you tend to have fun, and it's look like they're having a lot of fun. So hopefully we can have some.
We just got done talking with Jarvis Landry, and he did not know until we told him that the Browns, that the Ravens used to be the Browns. I mean, I'm sure you are aware of that, but do you make these guys aware of what this is, what this rivalry means to this city?
So you're assuming I'm that old, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, they're the next team, and that's the way we try to focus on who the next team is. That's when we start worried about them. We started worrying about the Ravens this week. We try to say that they're just gray faces. You know, it doesn't matter. It's all about us, and that's the way we're going to keep it this week. You know, the biggest thing for us is to go out and finish the season strong, finish with a winning record, and go lay it all on the field and see where it lays.
The magnitude of this game, the playoff intensity and the atmosphere that you guys are about to experience, and obviously Baker's a rookie. What do you have to do to prepare him for what he's about to experience when he goes into that stadium?
We're preparing just like we do every week. You know, we had, I think I said this a couple weeks ago, our first really taste of the opportunity to have that environment was in Houston. We didn't do very well in Houston. We go back to Denver. The next type of atmosphere, the same thing presents itself, and you know, we handled that a little better. So hopefully we can go in and handle the situation, the environment good, and then get a taste for what the playoffs is all about, because it truly is a playoff game for them, just as it is us. You know, but we've been in truly playoff type mode for about 5 weeks here now, 4 weeks since we went to Houston, because up until last week, our lives still were in balance of that, and you know, so we'll see how we handle it. I know we're going to go in there and lay it out there and see, and I expect nothing else from offensively us, and I know defensively they're going to lay it out there and try to put 3 good phases together and see where it lays. But the key is just not to watch the scoreboard and play each play like it's your last, and let's roll.
Freddie, do you have any, I know you never worked for him, but do you have any relationship with Ozzie Newsome?
With who?
Ozzie Newsome.
I know Ozzie. I feel like I know Ozzie well. You know, of course, we went to the same school. He's a legend. I can't ever go back to Alabama. But he's, you know, I know he's a good man, and you know, we're good friends, I think.
Did your high school play his for the state championship? He wasn't there at the time.
That's another reference to age. Y'all trying to make me older now? No pun intended, Ozzie. Now.
Did your when you played for the state championship, was it against his former school?
I never played for the state championship. My high school played for the state championship when Cornell Williams was at my high school, but no, I don't think so. No.
For the record, you are aware of the history, right, with Cleveland, Baltimore, and all that? I mean,
Oh, definitely. I'm very aware of it, and I know there's, you know, the Cleveland Browns, the city of Cleveland, is very much like, you know, I'm hesitant to say this, but it's very much like the people in Alabama feel toward the University of Alabama football. And, you know, the passion and the drive and the love of the Browns is so high that anytime anything changes, of course, there's going to be emotions that come into play. And it has, and I'm sure it's carried over for, you know, 20 years.
Going back to what you said about never stop learning, and Marino never did. But Mayfield is such a self-confident, headstrong guy. Is there any danger, even though he's also a smart guy, any danger that he's getting ahead of himself and thinks he's accomplished more than he has?
No. I don't have any. No, I won't allow that to happen. As long as I'm here, he's not going to do that. So he's, you know, Baker. The thing about Baker and guys in that position, it's never enough for them either. and that's what separated him. He started out, you know, he wasn't really highly recruited. He ended up at Texas Tech. Anybody went to Texas Tech, but he wasn't a highly recruited guy, and he found a way to succeed there. He found a way to make his way to Oklahoma and succeed there. So he's worked for everything he's ever gotten. Nobody's ever given him anything. And that's why I like him. I like those guys that fight and claw for everything they get, and that's what he is. And I don't think he's ever going to be settled. It's not something you have to pound into him that, hey, you're not there yet. Hell, he knows that, you know, but he's wanting to get there. And when he gets to that level, he's going to try to get to the next level. And that's what you want in your quarterback, and that's what you want in your team. That's what you want in every position, but especially your quarterback, because that goes over and flows over into the rest of the locker room.
What's impressed you most about Nick Chubb since he moved into the starting role? And then is 1,000 yards still significant, do you think? And how tough is this defense to run against?
Here's what I like about Nick is he doesn't care about stats. And we have a lot of guys like that. They care about wins and losses. And that's it, because that's how you're judged every week. We start the work week on Monday, and we'll work through the work week and get to Sunday, and then we get judged on how we do on Sunday. And Nick, that's the only thing he's concerned about. I like that. I like him, and I like a bunch of other guys that we have that are like that. So the 1,000 yards, I'm sure it has not even crossed his mind. And but in saying that, I mean, I expect him to go out and run well. I expect us to block well. I expect our receivers to block well. And if he gets it, he gets it. And it's a team effort when he does, and he knows that.
Ask you about that, the video of Baker Mayfield running over to you after that. I think it was Darren Fells touchdown. It's kind of all over the internet. What did he say to you, and what did you think of that whole?
If I told you, you can't tell anybody. He came over and he simply said, "Great play call." No, I'm just kidding. But that's something in our room that, I mean, that's an inside deal in our room that's going to stay in our room. It's not a big deal. I don't know. I mean, I told you guys, media tries to create controversy, right? I told you that a few weeks ago. And there you go. Here you go.
We weren't the ones that went over to you. We weren't the ones that ran over to you.
Yeah. Well.
I get what is in your room. I get there's things that happen, you know, but I mean, you got kids watching the game and stuff. I mean, that saw that.
Well, I don't know what he did wrong. I don't know. I don't understand what he did wrong. I don't understand what the big deal is. He's in the middle of a football game in the National Football League. There's great emotion in a game of football. And whatever he does on the football field is on the football field. So I don't know. I like guys that have a relentless pursuit of competition, and they rally around the competition. Sometimes when you're in competition, some things you do, you just do. You don't even know why the hell you do it. But, you know, I don't have a problem with Baker, and if I did, I'd talk to him about it. And anything we did, any conversation I had with him would stay between us.
What do you make of how Baltimore is playing so well with the run game while the rest of the league focuses on the pass?
I'm a firm believer in the game of football. To win championships, you have to run the ball, you have to stop the run, and you have to be plus and take away, give away. All right? And I think they're doing a great job of that. And when I say you have to run the ball, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to run the ball for 150 yards a game. You have to be able to run the ball when they know you're running the ball. And I think that's what they're doing a good job of.
Odd feeling for you heading into this game, given the uncertainty of what is ahead after the season ends?
No, sir, not at all. You know, I try to do my job every week, and we'll worry about the future after when the future begins. But right now, the future is Sunday, and I truly mean that.
You guys, you and Baker have obviously established a fun little rapport. Do you guys have anything going for the big game coming up?
The Oklahoma-Alabama game. I don't think he's brought it up to me once. So, so what does that tell you? I don't know. But I'm just glad Nick didn't win his a couple weeks ago. But we have not gotten anything. I'm sure there's going to be some chirping, and the peanut gallery is going to start, you know, when we get on the bus, probably Saturday, but or the plane Saturday. But nothing as of yet. I don't know if I could fit in his jersey, though, like I did with Stanton a couple years ago.
I So I wanted to ask you about, I've seen you in your Dawg Pound sweatshirt a number of times, even during games and stuff like that. So do you have a special affinity for the Dawg Pound, or what's the thing going on there?
I love the Dawg Pound. I've loved it. Actually, I know I'm from Alabama, but I loved the Dawg Pound ever since, back in the mid-'80s when Bernie was playing and things like that. And I don't mean to bring this up, but the Broncos and all came in town and the playoff games and stuff. I've really loved the Dawg Pound, but I like the sweatshirt. My daughters like the sweatshirt. And honestly, that's the reason why I wear it is my daughters like the sweatshirt.